It's Wednesday afternoon. Pretty friggin' deep into the afternoon. I went and slept in, but that's alright. Today is August 1st. There's something really significant about this day, and welcome to my vlog. So you're all probably wondering, Adam, what the hell's so significant about this day? It's August 1st, so it's the first of the month. So what? 6 years ago is when I took ownership of this house. I've officially lived in this house for 6 friggin' years. That is why it's significant, because 6 years ago the lawyer came to my work and handed me the keys to the house and said, "It's yours, enjoy." And that's when I came here that night. I got off work at 4. I swear to Christ, I burnt rubber the whole way home, got home as fast as possible. Dad and I loaded up the trailer. We started loading furniture in the trailer. Actually, I got home, he already had a load in there. He goes, "Let's go to your new house." So we came here. Me, Mom, and Dad tackled the house, did a whole bunch of cleaning, cleaned the carpets. Then we decided to tear out a bunch of carpets because they were just nastier than frig. Then we loaded some furniture into it, and that's when Dad was like, "So, are you, what are you doing tonight? You coming back to the house, or are you staying here?" And I was like, "I'm gonna stay here." And actually, right there where that couch is, I had a dirty old Walmart futon, which had a really thin mattress. And that's what I ended up sleeping on that night. And I slept right here. And now over here where the entertainment center is, there used to be this built-in, like, you see up here how it goes white and then yellow, nicotine yellow? Well, from there right across to over here where that opening is, there's this makeshift sliding door entertainment center that was good enough to hold a 27-inch TV CRT. And that's what I actually had down here, was a 27-inch CRT TV. So I used to, I'd lay down over there and I'd watch TV over here, and I had my Xbox and all that shit hooked up down here so I could play video games and all that. And we had these old dirty couches that Dad gave us just to get us started, these old green couches, because they wanted to buy new furniture and they're waiting until I moved out to do that so that they could give me the furniture. So we had one couch here, one couch here. I had a green chair that was right here, and I had nothing back here. I didn't know what to do with this area at the time, so I just left it alone. Oh, also, well, except for the futon was back there, and we had these two hanging lights up there and up there, and the futon was back there, that's right. So, but the one night, the first night I'm sleeping here, you know, I didn't have the cats yet, so I'm just sleeping, I'm sleeping, and all of a sudden here, I open my eyes and look, and there's a mouse. I'm right here. A mouse scurries across the floor, eh? First words out of my mouth. Frig, I need a cat. And that's when Felix came into the house. But before all that happened, before I even bought the house, you guys remember back in 2006? I don't know, we had that huge power failure and due to a microburst. You guys remember that? There was a huge power failure. I know in North Bay and surrounding areas there was devastation everywhere. Trees were ripped out of the ground and such. Well, when I first bought the house, I remember that day. It was, I think, a Thursday, 3 weeks prior to ownership, taking ownership of the house, we had the microburst. And I was driving my old Ford Focus at the time. Trans Am was parked on the side of the road because it was just ending shadfly season. And sure enough, we had the microburst. Actually, I was at the girlfriend's parents' house. We were hanging out. By the way, 2006 is when we met and got together. So we're over there, and all of a sudden the winds pick up, and you couldn't even see out the window. The winds were so thick and rain. It was like a white wall of destruction just rolled through the city and just wreaked havoc. Like garbage cans flew. I remember the girlfriend's parents' barbecue. They have a shelter. Well, they had a shelter over top of their barbecue. That came crashing down. That flew. So sure enough, once that was all said and done, I was like, okay, we need to go for a drive. I got to make sure my Trans Am's okay, because it was parked underneath that big oak tree at my parents' house. So we go to my parents' house, and yeah, sure enough, the Trans Am was fine. It was cool, and I'm like, well, we're gonna take a tour over to the new house and take a look. Well, holy shit, guys. That's when we came over here and we saw something crazy. When I first got the house, there used to be a big Manitoba maple that was right around here-ish. I'm gonna say right here where it dips, and there was one right over there as well. Well, this Manitoba maple, the wind uprooted it, and threw it on top of the garage. The previous owner of the house wasn't going to clean it up. I made a bad move because I came by and I told him, I said, if you don't clean it, I'm not taking possession until it's clean. And then I went home and called my realtor and told him what happened, and he gave me shit for coming over here and talking to the previous owner because I wasn't supposed to do that. So sure enough, they called the previous owner and they put a stipulation in that if it's not cleaned up, ownership will be pushed back 2 months. I won't be taking it until October 1st instead of August 1st. He needed out of there by October 1st, or August 1st, indefinitely, and he couldn't wait any longer. So that's when, you know, he worked his ass off and got the place all cleaned up, and that was awesome. But there's still other damages done by the microburst. Right there's the window for my office. Then up here you have all your wires coming in, right? Well, I didn't have a cable TV wire coming in because this house never had cable. So all I had was power line and a phone line. Well, had a phone line. The phone line was torn down, so Belle just removed it and didn't put it back up because I didn't have phone service in the house. The problem was the tree that was right here that's trying to make a comeback, as you can tell. Holy shit, I'm gonna have to chop that down, let me tell you. Or I might just leave it and see how it goes. The tree that was right here, you can see little remnants of the stump. It was all intertwined to my hydro line and stuff, so we had to take that down. That was a pain in the ass to do, let me tell you. We had a buddy of my dad's who owns a cherry picker come over, and he went up high and he started extracting all the branches, just chopping them down and stuff. And my uncle owns a wood chipper, just a little personal diesel operated jobby that you had to grease every 5 seconds. We used that and we chipped up all the branches and made them into sawdust and stuff. And then the big tree, we ended up using chainsaws and chopping it up into logs. And I was like, what am I going to do with all this wood? I didn't have a wood stove or anything, so I didn't know what to do with all the wood. Sure enough, my dad's buddy's like, well, I don't have a wood stove either, but if you want to get rid of it, he goes, here's a plan. Pile it right here. We're going to pile it right here. We're going to put a sign on it. Wood, $5. I'm like, okay. I'm like, but I don't want to sell the wood. And he goes, no, 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 trust me. He goes, wood, $5. I said, okay. So I did that. Took a chunk of cardboard for my moving boxes and put wood, $5. See what happens. Woke up the next morning. The wood was gone. There was no money, but the wood was gone. Because they're like, maybe we can steal it, you know? Feel more like a rebel. Meanwhile, I didn't care. I just wanted it gone. And they took the wood. So, right on. So that took care of that problem. Yeah, plenty of other things. Plenty of other things. So, back to October 1st, 2006, the night I slept here, and we saw the mice. Well, I slept here and saw the mice. I was like, you know what? I need a cat. So, the next day was Friday, and I was about to go on vacation because I took the first 2 weeks in August off, so I could, you know, get to know the place a bit better and get things situated and cleaned and painted and whatnot the way I liked it before I moved all my shit in and got everything situated the way I liked it. So, August 2nd, I tell the girlfriend, I'm like, I'm gonna go to the pound and pick up a cat. What do you think about that? Right away. I'm coming too. She wants to go because she loves these things, right? She loves freaking cats. She loves them. I was like, alright, well, you know, I'll pick you up after work and we'll go to the pound.
You don't love me?
But they close at 5, so we're gonna have to move quick.
Are you serious? You don't love me?
So, sure enough, we go to the pound and
why are you ignoring me?
we're looking at all the kitties and
Hello?
she falls in love with this guy.
Well, just look at me. I'm so adorable. Who wouldn't?
Yeah, I know, you're cute. Okay, we'll give you that much, okay?
You better.
So she falls in love with Felix. He was just a little guy, you know.
Not anymore.
6 months old.
Now I'm big.
Loved to play, you know, he was really hyper and stuff.
I'm 6 years
Me,
old now.
I fell in love with my orange cat Poofy because
No, me.
he was like me. It was like, if I was a cat, I'd be him. He's sleeping in his litter box.
I do that.
He pulled his water and food dish
I would do that, but you won't let me.
close to the litter box
I would.
just so he could shit, eat, and drink at the same time and sleep.
I can do that.
I was like, oh my god, I love this cat.
Pay attention to me.
That and, well, he's a big orange fluffy cat, and I always loved big orange fluffy cats, so.
Wait, you don't like black cats? Are you racist?
Here's a picture of Felix and Poofy
Look how cute I was.
when we originally got them, and they're sleeping on the futon,
I'm so cute in this picture.
just chilling out. That's Poofy, the orange one, obviously, and little Felix, just a little guy.
You're so cute. You love me. I'm cute.
So, sure enough,
Pay attention to me. Hello. Hello. Hello.
friggin' Felix,
Why won't you look at me?
Felix and Poofy, we get them home, and
Put the camera on me.
they were scared at first. You know, they were wandering around, investigating everything, and
Hello. I'm down here.
you know,
Hello.
it was a new environment, so they were a little scared. But luckily, they had each other to be buddies with and stuff, and
Oh yeah, we're buddies.
it was all right.
I miss Poofy.
It wasn't until a couple days later when Poofy, of all cats, was catching the mice. Poofy was doing me a huge favor and catching all sorts of mice.
But,
I was so excited. I was like, yes, my cat's doing it. This guy, however,
what?
not the best mouser.
Oh, like that's my fault.
Yeah, it is your fault. It's because you're lazy.
I'm not lazy, I'm just tired.
Freaking cat. So,
Freaking humans, jeez.
luckily, Poofy was doing all the work. So that was a bonus. I appreciated that big time. So that's a little bit of history on the ownership of this house and, well, how the cats came to be. 3 years later, my allergies just couldn't take it anymore. The problem with Poofy was he was 4 years old, so I couldn't adapt to him. Felix, I've adapted pretty good, but not as good as I hoped. Felix, we got him as a kitten, so I could slowly adapt to his dander, where Poofy, he was 4 years old. But the number one reason why I took Poofy was at the Humane Society, they were about to put him down because he was in there for about a year and a half. Nobody wanted him. Nobody wanted him. He had a past aggression temperament. He belonged to an elderly couple. He was fine with them, but when family came to visit, he would get aggressive and start swinging and biting and just being a bad cat. When the elderly couple passed away, the family said frig it and put the kitty up for adoption and dropped him off at the pound. So he was in the pound for about a year and a half. They were about to end his life. He had 2 weeks left. If nobody bought him, they were going to end him, which really sucks because he was only 4 years old. Like, he still had a lot of life left in him. Poor kitty. And I picked him up when we were at the pound. I held him and he started purring and he just kind of looked at me and I'm like, I want this kitty. Like, the girlfriend really wanted Felix, I wanted Poofy. So I went to the front counter and said, do you have a 2-for-1 deal? They said, well, what do you mean? I said, well, at the time, his name was Grover, and Poofy's name was Dorian or something like that, or Dora. And I went to the front counter and said, I'm really interested in the 2 cats you have, Dorian and Grover. And they just stopped, like, you want Dorian? And I'm like, yeah, he's a great cat. I was holding him. He was friggin' being a buddy, and he's already declawed and probably neutered. Like, he's a really good kitty. He let me hold him. I was petting him, and he was purring, and he was hugging into me. I really want this cat. So they're like, okay, well, tell you what, we'll give you Dorian free as long as you buy his chip. So he's got a chip in his skull.
I want it out.
It's not coming out.
Oh, come on, why not?
And Poofy had a chip in his skull, which was awesome.
Come on.
So that if they did ever get away, you know, and somebody found them, we can just get their brains scanned and find out where they belong and send them back home, which I don't want to lose this guy. He's my buddy.
Oh, yeah. But you say it all the time.
Shut up. I say it all the time, dude.
Oh, whatever.
Frig's sakes, that cat. Such an attitude.
You have an attitude.
So,
It's for human.
basically, that's how we got the 2 cats. We got a wicked deal on them, and I'm glad I got Dorian, which I called Poofy because I'm bad at naming animals. He was an amazing mouser, way better than Felix.
Lies.
Yes, he was better than you.
No, he wasn't.
Jesus.
No.
All the attitude I get from this thing.
All the attitude I get from you.
And yeah, but now Poofy's living with a friend of the girlfriend's, and I don't think he can be any happier because basically it's with one of her friend's moms. And that cat gets spoiled rotten. Like, rotten. He's got his own bedroom, for frig's sakes. Like, the cat has his own bedroom with outdoor access and all the food he can eat. And he's just such a happy kitty. So, I don't feel bad. I'm glad he has a good home. And that's perfect. That's perfect. Can't get any better than that. So, I miss my kitty, but I'm glad that he's happy and that he likes where he is. So, right on. So a little bit of history on the house there for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed all that. I'm gonna head her out to the garage, have a cigarette, and we got more story time. So when I first bought the house, there was nothing in this garage. Absolutely nothing. This was all wide open. This was all wide open. Everything was wide open. Actually, I had the Trans Am in here. There was nothing in here. I had my Trans Am parked in here until I was ready to drive it again. And I was driving the Focus at the time being because it was cheaper on gas and it had a trunk to haul stuff back and forth from my parents' house to here. So that was right on. I didn't realize that this was a storage area. I remember this. This is a funny story. So sure enough, I'm sitting there. I'm at the back behind the Trans Am and I look up and I see this tire, you know, kind of like a bike tire, just a little thicker. I'm like, what the frig did he leave me up there? Friggin', because he used to have an old motorbike that he parked on pallets in the back there, and there used to be a cast iron wood stove over there, which I ended up selling for 50 bucks to a guy who wanted it for his ice shack. So I'm looking back, I'm standing outside the garage door looking up, and I see this and I'm like, okay, well, I had this, I don't have it anymore. I had this old dirty wooden ladder that was leaning up over there where my computer is, and I pulled it out and set it up right here-ish, and I climb up it and I look, there was a moped up there. What the hell brand was it? I think it was Tomo or something like that. Little black moped. Well, it wasn't that little. I fit on it pretty good, but I was a lot thinner back then. So what I did was I yanked it down, sat it on the ground. Well, first I backed the Trans Am out, yanked it on the ground, sat it on the ground, and then I gave her a pull to see if she'd start, or a kick, sorry, to see if she'd start, and it did. It started, ran, died. It was loud. I was like, huh. So you know, I started frigging around with it, and I got it running somewhat okay by turning the idler screw and stuff. It was smoking like a bastard. So I threw some more gas oil mix into it because I wasn't sure if it was two-stroke or not, and my buddy said, if you're not sure, just put some oil into the gas and give her, and if it's not two-stroke, it'll smoke like a bitch, and if it is two-stroke, you won't blow the engine. So, sure enough, throw some gas into her, and I decided to take it down the street. Well, I didn't realize in order to operate a moped, you have to have a restricted class motorcycle license, or restricted class M. And that qualifies you for mopeds, for scooters, and I believe for those spider trikes. So I didn't know that you needed a special license for it. I made it just down the street where just down, I'd say maybe a kilometer or two away. And my neighbor over here-ish, he's a Northgate police officer. He was just getting off his lunch break. He saw me doing this, and he came tearing after me, gave a quick chirp of the siren to pull me over. And I was like, yeah, what's up? He's like, do you have a motorcycle license? I'm like, no. And he goes, okay, you can't be operating that. And I'm like, why? And I didn't know. And he told me all about it. And he goes, normally we give you a, I think it was a $1,000 fine for operating a motorized vehicle without the proper certification. And I didn't know. I was like, oh. Well, I said, honestly, I didn't know. I just found this thing in the garage and wanted to see if it worked. It fired up, so I figured I'd take it for a rip. And that's when he told me, he was like, yeah, you can't be doing that. So I ended up bringing it back here, and I ended up selling that for like 150 bucks. So, but it was fun. It was freaking hilarious. He had the twist throttle on it and everything. It was awesome. So, yeah, it was kind of cool, but you know, I didn't have my license. I had no intentions on getting my license, so I just gave up on it. So yeah, there's another little story for you about the house and all the weird shit I found. Right on. Well, I should probably get ready for work. I woke up late today. Today was a late start, but that's fine and dandy. So I'm gonna head her out now. I'm gonna get my lunch ready and head her off to work. Let's do this. Actually, before I shut down the part of the stories of the house and get ready for work, there's one more story I want to tell you guys about. And this one's kind of creepy, but some of you already know about this, some of you don't. If you're wondering what that noise is, I'm having a coffee. Let's go back outside. This is a story I gotta tell outside. So I'm out here one day, just mowing the lawn, like I normally do every once in a while whenever I felt up to it. Just giving her, and I always had these problems mowing the lawn right around here. And you're probably thinking, why? Well, it dips down, and it dips down into a perfect circle. And I never clued in on this. My neighbor at the time, this was 3 years after owning the house, the old guy who lived next door to me, he passed away, and his ex-wife got everything, got the house and all the possessions and everything. So she moved in there, and she was watching me mow one day, and I'm sweating like crazy and stuff, and she's like, you need a drink. I'm like, oh, I'd love a drink. So she got me some lemonade and stuff, and we were chatting, and she goes, you almost need a riding lawnmower for back there. I'm like, oh, I'd love a riding lawnmower. I said, but I don't know what it would do with this hill. That was always my big concern, right? Was the hill here. So she's like, oh, you know what that is, eh? And I'm like, I have no idea what it is. I said, but honestly, to me, it's a pain in the ass. That's what it is. She goes, no, that's where the pool used to be. I'm like, pool? She's like, yeah, there used to be a pool there. I'm like, really? So, you might be able to see it better from over here, but you can kind of sort of see the elevation now. Well, they had a pool there, and I was like, oh, well, why'd they take it out? And that's when she tells me that about 20 years ago, the previous owner of the house woke up one morning to find his two daughters, 5- and 4-year-old, floating face down in the pool. They drowned. Now, he woke up a little late apparently, and the kids got up early and wanted to go for a swim, and just came out and jumped in the pool. And for whatever reason they drowned. So after that he filled in the pool. It's still there underground, but he filled in the pool, and apparently ever since then, every 5 years, the house has taken on new inhabitants. So she tells me this 3 years in, and then I start thinking, oh crap, so in 2 years weird shit's gonna happen? Right on. Something to look forward to. And you all remember, well, people who've been watching me that long, back in, I don't even know what month it was, but I think it was called Ghost Taunts. It was the video, the vlog, when I was sitting in the red room, and the door handle just started shaking on its own and stuff. Well, weird shit like that has been happening ever since the 5 mark passed. Last year this time, doors have been opening on their own, cupboards have been opening on their own, the sink turned on one time on its own, like just weird shit like that, like it's trying to communicate with us. But we just let it go. Ignore it. Tell the girlfriend don't be scared of it, because if you start getting scared when weird shit happens, it's probably not a good thing. So, but yeah, this house used to have a pool. Used to have a pool. I think that's pretty neat, but and she wants another one. She wants to get a pool back there because the backyard's friggin' would be awesome for a pool. We'd either A, have the fence in the pool, or B, fence in the backyard, or C, fence in both the pool and the backyard. But I don't know. I don't know if I'd like a pool. They're heavy on hydrated heat and to run, like running the pump and all that, but she says it's not too bad. Like her parents have that pool and they say it's not too bad, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's something I really want. I'd probably use it if I had it though. Probably use it a lot. Just the maintenance and all that crap, I don't think I really want to deal with it. But yeah, used to have a pool. Got rid of it because the kids drowned in it. Pretty insane, eh? Pretty insane. Okay, this time I gotta go. I gotta make my lunch and get ready for work. So, we'll talk to you guys in the car. Peace out. Alrighty, well, time for me to fly off to work and get some working done. Oh boy. Get this here all said and done and then come home and have a beer and call it a night. Sounds like a plan? Sounds like a plan. Whip myself together a lunch and there's nothing to take. So all I got is 2 sandwiches. For sakes, no fruit, no nothing. So I'm gonna have to do some grocery shopping if I want to eat anymore. Oh well, that's the way she goes. So yeah, I'll have to do some grocery shopping to get more lunch food. Oh well. Alrighty, we're at work now, so I'm gonna head her inside and have a couple cups of coffee, and I guess I'll talk to you guys on my 5:30 break. Yeah, there was no drive to work today, didn't feel like doing one, so frig it. It's the way she goes. It's the way she goes. Well, it's first break of the evening, and I'm a little bit TO'd, you know. Frickin' cleaning dicks last night. Went and took my water bottle and threw it in the garbage. To keep a 500 milliliter bottle of water, like those cheap ones that you get, you know, case for $2.49. Well, I have one at my desk because I drink that Mio, and the Mio, you're supposed to put it in a 500 milliliter bottle. So I was like, perfect, I got the perfect bottle for it, right on. And it ends up, those sons of bitches decided to throw out my bottle, so now I got nothing to make water bottles with. So I gotta go to the store. I gotta go to the Mike's Mart and buy a freaking bottle of water. Freaking arseholes. It's pretty bad when you gotta hide stuff because the cleaning dicks will throw it out. So I made a big sign, stuck it on my desk, that because they also threw out my metal spoon that I use for making coffee. They threw it out. So today when I was making coffee, I was literally pouring the grinds into the cup. Everything else pours out of the container, but to stir it, that was interesting. I used a fork because I have a metal fork that I have hidden. Oh, it just pisses me off. They're being dicks like this. It's like, frig sakes, leave my shit alone. So I made a sign on my desk that says, leave my shit alone, you know? So if they keep messing with my shit and they're not leaving it alone, then I'm just gonna file a report and get somebody on the cleaning staff and shit. Well, last night we beat Legends of Zelda for the gaming channel. So, well, sort of beat it. Frickin' ROM's so dicked. After I got the blue ring, I became invincible and I couldn't be touched. For some reason, level 8 was already beaten. Don't know what the hell happened there, but that's already beaten. And yeah, the ROM frigged up at the end. I don't know what the hell happened. Everything's just cocked, so whatever. I just finished it and said, you know what, this ROM's cocked. I give up, pitched it all up. I'm loving that scheduler. It works great. I also need to check to make sure Felix's video came off hold and it's live, because there should be a new Felix Rants out today. I uploaded it on Monday and scheduled it in. He's got a couple more that he's done already that I gotta edit up for him and then put up. So right on, we'll get that all done. I figure for Felix once a week will be good enough. That way there he can take his time and be a kitty, you know, because he's such a lazy cat. He just lays around all day, does nothing. So once a day he'll drop a video and we'll go from there. Or once a day, holy shit, once a week he'll drop a video and go from there. That'll work out a lot better, I think. My girlfriend was showing me a link on Newegg, or it was Tiger. They have these OCZ SATA 3 SSDs, 120 gigs for $69 after the instant rebate. That is freaking epic. If I needed SSDs, I'd be buying them, but I still have a spare mushkin at home sitting in the plastic that I haven't used, so I'm in no need to buy any more SSDs. But that's a great deal for an SSD if anybody's looking. TigerDirect.cat. Frig yeah, sweet deals for sure. And let me tell you, after I put the SSD in the Dell XPS 8300, that son of a bitch booted up super fast, which was freaking nice. Runs a lot cleaner, runs a lot faster. You know, you put a game on that SSD, it loads up instantly. It's awesome. And for that price, you know, put it in your desktop, make it your OS and some applications drive, and then use a big drive for storing all your downloads and media and all that junk. Great idea, for sure. Personally, I think the next upgrade I'm going to do to my PC is a bigger power supply. so that I can run a bigger video card, because that 550 is alright, but yeah, you can tell it's not an awesome card. It's a mid-range card, and I'd like to run something a little bit more high-end in that machine, so I might do that later on, drop something bigger in there. It's got 12 gigs of RAM? Yeah, no, 16 gigs of RAM in it, so I got more than enough RAM. It's just the video card's kind of a lackluster. So we'll put something bigger in it later on, but the problem is the power supply. The stock Dell power supply is kind of a piece of shit, so might put a 600 watt into it or 750 watt. I think that's the biggest it'll take in that little mid-sized chassis. But all in all, that computer rocks. I'm having a great time with it. It's like my favorite computer. The XPS 9000 is pretty good, but it's a first gen i7, so it's kind of a little bit slower, but it actually plays games no problem. But then again, it does have the ATI 5870 video card, and that video card is still sought after, so right on. I don't know, I enjoy it. I'd probably buy a Dell if I ever bought a laptop again, but you know, if this place goes tits up and we all lose our jobs, I won't really need a laptop. The Acer will probably just sit on standby. Probably sit in the bag all the time because I'll never use it. I'll just be using my desktop. Ah well, I'll have to see what happens. Anyway, I think my break is over. I should head her back inside, so I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out. Oh frig, I love the YouTube scheduler. Basically it allows you to upload videos and you can schedule them to come off hold whenever you want. And it actually works unlike the old version. You guys remember the old scheduled uploader. Problem is your video will be published and everything, but let's say you put up a video to go up like, I don't know, we're the 1st today, so on the 16th, basically your video would never make it to anybody's sub box. Well, YouTube went and fixed that. Now the way the new uploader works is it'll upload, it'll process, but it won't roll it out to your subscribers until the countdown hits. So for me, with the game channel, that's awesome, because I have so many video game footage, like video games ready to go, like from Legends of Zelda to Grand Theft Auto to Post-Apocalyptic Mayhem. Might get into some Minecraft, because 1.3.1's out now. Right on. So I might get into some Minecraft gameplays. You know, once the SynStick server gets its shit all together and they update to 1.3.1, I might start off and start doing the Minecraft SynStick adventure. See how that goes, and build up my legion. And by legion I mean just me, myself. Actually, Billy and I might team up together and form a nation and have a good time. What the frig? I got the fire extinguisher hooked up to something, to a hose. Where the frig are they using that? Hey, let's go be nosy and snoop. Well, this just seems kind of pointless. Fire extinguisher going to this little device here, and it's just spilling water all over the place. Maybe they're flushing out a storm drain? I don't know. I wonder what kind of berries these are. Whatever they are, there's sure as a shit ton of them in that tree. Right on. But yeah, with the new YouTube scheduler, like I said, it doesn't actually roll out the videos to all of your subscribers until the time hits. And I tested it with Felix Rants, because Felix Rants was uploaded, frig, I put that up Monday night for Wednesday today at 5, and I went and checked, and sure enough it rolled out, and then I made sure to subscribe with it with VlogginLife just so I could see if it actually worked right, and it worked perfectly. So right on, right on. So I'm glad that that's working, because with the video game channel I actually had, basically I got enough videos uploaded to it to go right to the August 18th, and I still have some more at home that I need to render up and get ready for deployment. So up until August 18th, every day a new video goes to the game channel. That's kind of cool. I like that feature. I don't have to do nothing with it. Don't have to babysit it. Just make the videos, upload them, put them on a timed launch, let it happen, and go from there. So that's pretty friggin' sweet. So that's a feature like anybody else out there who does a lot of videos, like you know, just random videos on whatever, and you want to be able to deploy them, like if you know you're going on vacation or something, or you're leaving town and you still want to keep the videos going every day, or whatever reason, you can upload a whole bunch of videos and have them go off every day. Just saying. For me, it's hard to do that with the vlogs though, because every day I film it how it happens, right? So that feature's kind of useless for the vlogs, but I could always use it, like for instance when I'm going down south next week, if I wanted to make a couple skits, I could have them go off on Saturday and Sunday and Friday, because Monday I'll be home and I'll be editing like all frickin' day. So, but you know, I could have some skits go off just to let you guys know that I'm still living. But I love that new feature on YouTube. It's frickin' awesome. Well, that's weird. There was a motorhome over here, and he didn't come out over here, so either he turned up and blocked off traffic, or he's parked alongside the building. Well, that's weird. I have no idea where that motorhome went. It just kind of frigged off, so whatever. Well, I was debating on buying a sprinkler for my yard. I know it's kind of late into the season, kind of pointless to do that now. But I was still thinking about doing it and watering the yard, trying to get the grass to go back to green. Obviously it's a wasted attempt, but still thinking about it. Dad and I got some work that's going to be done to the house there over the vacation. Probably going to relocate the tap from the back to the side of the house so it can easily run a hose into the front yard and into the backyard, and it'll be easier to shut off in the winter. And the big kicker here is we'll be able to wash the cars at home, which we want to be able to do because washing the cars at home is a lot cheaper than going to the paint spray. So Dad has an idea. I know where I want it, and Dad says that's probably the best plan. So it's right where the garbage cans are, and that way there we can run a hose to the front yard and run a sprinkler in the front and water the lawn and try and make it look all green. This year's probably a lost hope for that, but next year if I get out there early enough and seed it and water it and fertilize it and shit, I might be able to actually get a decent lawn out there. But I'm still on the hunt for that chemical called Killex. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that stuff, but it's freaking awesome for weeding. You spray that shit on your yard, and within like 2 days, your yard will have nothing but grass left. Every other single form of plant life dies, the grass remains. You can get a beautiful lush lawn. That's how my dad's lawn got so nice, because he knows a guy who got him a bunch, and he laid it in his backyard, and holy shit. That's why his back garden has no frickin' dandelions. Why his lawn's so green and everything looks so good. But he's unfortunately out of the stuff, and I'm out of the stuff, so now we gotta find the stuff because we need the stuff. He tried using some other crap for the front, like using that Scott's Weed and Kill or whatever, and it wasn't as effective as Killex. So Killex is the king. But the government banned it in Ontario because chances of the chemical getting into our drinking water for some whatever reason. I don't understand how it can get in the drinking water, but it can apparently. At least that's what the environmentalists say, so that's why it got banned in Ontario, probably other places too. You can still get it in Quebec though, so I might have to take a trip out to Quebec, hit up like a Canadian Tire out there or something and see if I can score some. I don't know, we'll have to see. But yeah, right on. Oh, well now I know why everybody's cocked today. It's a full moon tonight. That's why everybody's acting like an imbecile. Well, that makes sense. And here I thought there was another scientific explanation for it. No, full moon brings out the animal in everybody. Just the way she goes. Look, it's behind me. So yeah, I'm not sure if I mentioned it. I probably did, but Minecraft 1.3.1's out now. Apparently it's a lot easier to get experience too. All you gotta do now, you can get experience while mining, while harvesting. It's ridiculous. You know, you mine some coal, you get experience. You friggin' bake some iron, you get experience. Hell, for all I know, you build a new sword, you get experience. Kind of ridiculous. Holy shit, look at the gaggle of bugs. Jesus. Can't get a focus on them. I'm not turning on my light, because that's bad. But holy shit, they're everywhere. Dickard. Well, I guess tomorrow I'll find out if I'm working by myself or if I actually have a co-worker to work with. Chances are I'm probably working by myself, but we'll see. It's been a pretty hectic night, but it's been a pretty hectic week too, so it's the way she goes. It's the way she goes. Well, I should probably end my break and head her back inside and carry on with the night, so I guess I'll talk to you guys later when we leave for home. Work's done. Freedom! Alright, let's go home. I got things. After a long day, a beer is where it's at. Maybe two, we'll see. But I'm home now. I'm pretty much going to wrap up the vlog here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's vlog. A little bit of a history on the house and all that, so right on. 6 years. Freaking crazy. Well, it's the way she goes. So, gonna wrap her up. So I guess I'll talk to you guys later. See you tomorrow. Keep on vlogging.